stories for today. I'm Sharam Mascarenhas.
And I'm Lakshita Virasinghe. We start off by taking a quick look at tonight's headlines.
The President stresses that priority must be given to students' convenience in holding exams. The Prime Minister orders to suspend the Poson Carnival organised in Anuradhapura town. Asian Development Bank grants a loan of $350 million. Venerable Rajanganaya Saddaratana was remanded. Any kind of fertilizer can be purchased by the vouchers. IPL final match is now on today.
Starting off with local news for you for today, the GCE O-Level examination started today at 3,568 centres island-wide. The examination is being held until the 8th of June. 472,553 students will sit the examination this time. Out of the amount, 394,450 are school candidates. About 40,000 staff has been deployed to conduct the exam. There are 3 examination centres for the students with special needs. Examination centre is arranged each at the Apeksha Hospital in Maragama, IDH Hospital and Magazine Prison in Valikada. 10 prison inmates have also applied for the examination this year. 5 inmates of the Vataraka Open Prison were brought to the relevant examination centre this morning. Measures have also been arranged to face any disaster situation during the examination period. If any candidate is unable to reach the exam centre in case of a natural disaster, the candidate should address the hotline 117 for alternate measures. Commissioner General of Examination Amit Jayasundara says the GCE O-Level examination will be conducted as usual without any delay from next year. Commissioner General of Examination said that a period of 4 months is needed for evaluation process and to release the results. Another problem at this time is the evaluation of A-Level answer scripts is also going on simultaneously. Upon completion of the A-Level paper marking, evaluation of O-Level answer scripts will commence.
The President emphasizes prioritizing the convenience of students over the examinations department when conducting exams. The President made these remarks during a discussion held at the Presidential Secretariat today. The discussion was attended by the Secretary to the Ministry of Education, the Commissioner of Examinations and other officials. President Ranil Wickremesinghe expressed his concerns about the obstacles faced by students when taking exams in unfamiliar environments. The President said that the responsibility of educational authorities is to ensure students can take exams in familiar environments without hindrance. Recognizing the difficulties faced by students, the President advised the education authorities to transform schools with a minimum of 75 qualified students into examination centres, provided that it doesn't disrupt ongoing exam activities. However, President Wickremesinghe received reports from concerned parents and students regarding the inconvenience caused by redirecting students from their own schools to other examination centres. The Ministry of Education and the Department of Examinations explained that they made this decision due to the prevailing economic situation, aiming to limit the number of examination centres. Understanding the impact this has on students' mental well-being, the President stressed the importance of informing schools and students about such changes at least 1 year in advance. He also emphasized the necessity of establishing a formal program to conduct all examinations related to children's education without any delay. The President clarified that it is not the responsibility of the examinations department to provide reasons for not holding exams, but rather the primary duty of the Ministry of Education and the examinations department to create a conducive environment for students to take exams in familiar surroundings.
The historic Mayangana temple area has been declared as a sacred area. The relevant state ceremony to offer the official documents or the Sannaspatra was held under the patronage of the President Ranil Wickremesinghe yesterday. The ceremony has been organised under the Anusasana of the chief incumbent of the Mayangana Rajamaviharya, Urulewata Dharma Rakkita Thera. The ceremony was headed by the Mahanayaka of the Askiriya chapter, the Most Venerable Varakagodanyana Ratanathera. President Ranil Wickremesinghe handed over the relevant Sannaspatra to the Mahasangha at this occasion. Ceremonial opening of the newly constructed 102 feet height Buddha statue in the Mayangana sacred site was also held at this ceremony. The new Buddha statue has been constructed under the sponsorship of Metsavia Mind Education and Compassion Society under a concept of Professor of Colombo University Chandana Jayaratna. The newly built wall around the upper compound of the Mayangana sacred site was also vested with the devotees. Mahasangha representing the three chapters, opposition leader Sajith Premadasa, ministers Vijayadasa Rajapaksa, Nimal Siripala de Silva and Vidura Vikramanayake, ambassadors of Thailand and Vietnam and several others were present at this occasion. Opposition leader Sajith Premadasa said that although the constitution is included with a clause to give priority for Buddhism, this concept should be made a reality at the grassroots level. All should unite for the well-being of the Sambuddha Sasana. Political leaders are ready to safeguard the sacred site, disregarding political differences. He further said that he is happy about the religious development process going on at present. Prime Minister Dinesh Gunawardena has instructed the officials to immediately suspend the scheduled Poson Carnival to be held in the Harishchandra grounds in Anuradhapura.
The Premier has given these instructions as the carnival may cause interruptions to the GCE ordinary level examination. The carnival was originally planned to be held from the 4th to the 11th of June. There are several schools located near the Harishchandra grounds. Students in 2 hostels of these schools are getting ready for the ordinary level examination these days. Therefore, Chief Incumbent of Atamasthane, Venerable Pallegama Hemaratnathera, Anuradhapura District Secretary and the police expressed their objection for this carnival. Meanwhile, the Municipal Council says that in case of stopping this carnival, it has to bear a huge financial loss. Venerable Hemaratnathera has proposed to shift the carnival to another place. However, the Municipal Commissioner has expressed protest against this idea. He further said that the municipality has already obtained advance payments from the relevant factions. A news in this connection was aired by the national television yesterday. Focusing attention to this matter, the Prime Minister has ordered the acting governor of the North Central Province, Lalityu Gamage, to suspend the carnival with immediate effect.
The Asian Development Bank approved a $350 million worth special policy-based loan today to provide budget support to Sri Lanka for economic stabilization.
The program is a part of a broader package of financial assistance anchored by the International Monetary Fund's extended fund facility for the country.
The program aims to stabilize the economy and lay the foundation for economic recovery and sustained growth. ADB President Masatsugu Asakawa, in a statement, has indicated that the agency is concerned about the deep crisis in the country and its impact on the people of Sri Lanka, especially the poor and the vulnerable. The ADB president has further mentioned that the Asian Development Bank is committed to standing with Sri Lanka in addressing its present challenges and stride toward economic stabilization, sustainable recovery and inclusive growth. Sri Lanka has embarked on bold reforms to address the causes of both internal and external imbalances and return to a sustainable debt trajectory. The country faces a long road to recovery and must remain steadfast in the implementation of necessary reforms. The statement has further read that ADB will proactively engage with the government, other stakeholders and development partners to help address structural impediments and plan future support.
Sri Lankan rupee further appreciated against the US dollar today. According to the central bank, the buying rate of a US dollar was declared at 289.89 rupees. The Central Bank of Sri Lanka has indicated that Sri Lankan rupee appreciated significantly against the US dollar in comparison to last week. Accordingly, the buying rate of the US dollar has dropped from 295.62 rupees to 289.89 rupees. Meanwhile, the selling rate of a US dollar was also reduced from 308.54 rupees to 303.26 rupees. The rupee has also appreciated significantly against several other foreign currencies, including the UK sterling pound.
Venerable Rajangane Siddhartha Thera, who was arrested by the CID under the charges of making alleged comments causing communal and religious hatred, has been remanded until the 7th of June. The Thera was produced before the Colombo My apologies. The terror was produced before the Colombo magistrate, Tilina Gamage, and later remanded. The CID officials informed the courts that the suspect terror has spread video clips through social media that led to communal and religious violence. The terror had also threatened some persons. The CID further said that there is a suspicion the terror had committed these offences accepting money from some elements who are attempting to destabilise the harmony in the country. The CID's request made to check the bank accounts of the terror was also approved by the courts. Police media spokesman, attorney at law Nihal Thalduwa said that Rajangane Sadda Ratana Thera was arrested considering the situation in the country. Such defamatory statements will lead to disturb the religious harmony among the followers of various religions and may cause threats to national security. The Thera had also violated clauses of Civil and Political Rights Convention Act. In addition, the Thera had also violated clauses that comes under the Computer Crime Act. Some clauses of the Penal Code have also been violated by the Thera.
සිදුවන බව තමයි විමර්ශන නිලධාරීන් විසින් නිරීක්ෂණය කරලා තියෙන්නේ. ඒ අනුව එම චෝදනා තමයි විමර්ශන නිලධාරීන් මෙම ස්වාමීන් වහන්සේ වෙත ඉදිරිපත් කිරීමට කටයුතු කරලා තිබෙන බව වාර්තා කරලා තියෙන්නේ.
Natasha Edrisuriya, who was arrested on the charges of making defamatory comments against Buddhists, has been remanded until the 7th of June. She was produced before the Colombo magistrate Tilina Gamage last night, and the magistrate ordered her to be remanded. Meanwhile, New People's Front also lodged a complaint against Natasha Edrisuriya to the CID this morning. The complainant says that this is an act of conspiracy.
Several public rallies organised by the Sri Lanka Podujana Peramuna at electorate level was held at the weekend. Horopatana Asana Balamandala meeting of the Sri Lanka Podujana Peramuna was held under the patronage of former Minister S.M. Chandrasena. Parliamentarian Johnston Fernando has also participated on this occasion. State Minister Shantha Bandara said that although the JVP said that they will win the Bingiriya cooperative election, ultimately the Sri Lanka Podujana Peramuna claimed the 85% victory. Ambalangoda Asana Balamandala meeting of the Sri Lanka Podujana Peramuna was also held yesterday. Parliamentarian Namal Rajapaksa said that beyond the 21st century, countries will be invaded through destruction of culture. The struggle is the main centre for distorting Sri Lankan culture. Under the struggle, all religions were insulted. Eventually, they said that this is not a Sinhalese Buddhist country. Balapiti Asana Balamandala meeting of the Sri Lanka Podujana Peramuna was held yesterday with the participation of a large number of party supporters.
UMP Mulkirigala Asana Balamandala meeting was held yesterday and several other electoral meetings were held recently. Mulkirigala's Asana Balamandala was set up under the patronage of Deputy Leader Ruwan Wijewardena. Deputy Leader of the United National Party, Ruwan Wijewardena, said that the former Prime Minister, D.S.A. Nanayaka, had formed the UMP in unison of all other party and social leaders. In the same way, President Ranil Wickremesinghe is attempting to build up the country at present. Therefore, all should support him in this endeavour. Bingiriya Asana Balamandala meeting was also held yesterday. Vice Leader of the United National Party, Akila Viraj Karyavasam, said that all must unite to contest the next presidential election. Former UMP party supporters are now coming back to the party. Young leaders of the Sri Lanka Podujana Peramuna have also joined with the president. The UMP Vaunia district office was declared open by General Secretary of the United National Party, Palitharange Bandara. General Secretary of the United National Party said that the President had said that the country will be developed by 2048. However, there were some criticisms against this idea.
Parliamentarian Lakshman Kiriyala says that in another year's period, the presidential election is to be held. Therefore, necessary measures will be taken during this time to elect an SJB president at this election. The parliamentarian made these remarks participating in a Samagi Jana Paura program organised at the Senkadagala and Kandy electorates. The meeting was held at the E.L. Senanayaka Library Auditorium in Kandy. Samagi Jana Balavege parliamentarian Lakshman Kiriyala said that the government postponed the local government polls, fearing a defeat. Researchers have clearly indicated that the government will experience a severe defeat. The government told the parliament that the local government polls will be conducted after amending the outdated laws. However, the government has no intention to hold any election at present.
කීපතරයක් මම පාර්ලිමේන්තුවේ එක කිව්වා. නමුත් රජයේ මැතිවරණ තියන්න උවමනාවක් නැහැ.
Former parliamentarian Mujibur Rahman said that the president has provisions in the constitution to dissolve this distorted parliament. The people should be given the opportunity to elect new members of the public through a new election.
Leader of the National People's Power, Anurukumara Dissanayake, says that the only people's movement that the people have placed their trust is the National People's Power. He made these remarks addressing the National People's Power Meentale electoral meeting yesterday. Leader of the National People's Power, Anurukumara Dissanayake, said that in the past, when the ruling party declines, the opposition comes forward as an alternative. However, at present, although people have placed certain hopes on the opposition leader Sajith Premadasa is unable to address the needs of the public. However, Prime Minister Mahinda Rajapaksa was able to control former President Gotabaya Rajapaksa. However, the opposition leader is unable to control President Ranil Wickremesinghe. When Ranil Wickremesinghe acts as the president, the SJB alliance is shattering. If former SLPP ministers come forward to help Ranil Wickremesinghe's election movement, the SLPP will also decline. Ranil Wickremesinghe will also be able to win only with the vote base of the Samagi Jana Balavege.
Minister for External Affairs in India, Dr. S. Jaishankar, says that India has done more for Sri Lanka than the International Monetary Fund. He said that the Indian government is working on developing an extended neighborhood that involves islands in the Indian Ocean, Gulf countries and nations in the Southeast Asia. Dr. Jaishankar made these remarks during a talk on Modi's India, a rising power at Anand National University in Gujarat recently.
The perception today, the linkages and the perception today of India in the neighborhood has changed, and nothing illustrated that more dramatically than what happened to Sri Lanka last year when they went through a very deep economic crisis. And we have actually stepped forward in a way in which we ourselves had never done before. But what we have done for Sri Lanka is bigger than what the IMF has done for Sri Lanka. So, and if any of you have visited Sri Lanka recently, I think you will note the popular perception that has accrued from this action. Now, when we think of a neighborhood, we largely say, neighborhood is Sri Lanka, Nepal, maybe Pakistan, of course, Myanmar. That's like the limit of what we. So we look at what are, in a way, extended neighborhoods. I mean, these could be the islands in the Indian Ocean, the Gulf. Again, the Gulf has seen a huge change, which, if you look at a relationship like UAE or Saudi Arabia, these relationships have really undergone an enormous transformation in the last decade. Each direction, from what was a traditionally much more constricted view of our neighbor, we've actually undertaken something much more ambitious. And in each case, of course, the region is different, so you have to do each one of those differently. But this has required, in many ways, a lot of effort, clearly by the government collectively, I would say by the country collectively.
Local news in brief. The Attorney General informed the Courts of Appeal that the Chinese citizen who was taken into custody by the Department of Immigration and Immigration is on warrant by the Chinese government. This was revealed when the writ application filed by these Chinese suspect requesting to not deport him back to China was considered at the Court of Appeal today. The 81st birthday of the late Venerable Madhuru Ave Sobhita Thera falls today. A function was held for the late terror at the Battaramulla this morning to commemorate the terror under the patronage of Ittapane Dhammalankara Thera. The Minister of Agriculture says that the farmers can purchase any variety of fertilizer using the vouchers given to them. The ministry has not made any variety of fertilizer to purchase compulsorily. Gampha District Development Lottery dealers meeting was held in Katnayaka yesterday. Chairman of the board, Ajit Naragala, and some officials were present at the ceremony. Prabhat J. Malavige has been elected as the new Managing Director of the Sri Lanka Ports Authority. Minister Nimal Siripala De Silva has made this appointment. The media day of the Sirimao Bandanayake Vidyalaya in Colombo was held recently. Inter-school announcing competition was also held at this occasion. It was held under the patronage of Director of Programs of Sri Lanka Rupavahini Corporation, Suramya Mapitiya.
And in more stories, a youth from Batticaloa has been able to set a record by swimming across the Pork Strait. A student of St. Michael College in Batticaloa, 20-year-old Devendran Madhushikan, set this record by swimming from Dhanushkodi in India to Thalemanar. He has taken hours to complete this 30-kilometer sea stretch. He was welcomed by politicians, officials and general public of the area. That's it on Local Stories. Stay tuned with us for news from overseas.
People's remittance moolam vendra soorane udaipinale kadame seida porupalane kodi adishtam alla munkoodiye vaalkayai vella People's remittance varame kodi adishtam tarume வாராந்தம் 1 லட்சம் ரூபாய் மாதாந்தம் 1 மில்லியன் ரூபாய் ஆண்டிறுதியில் மாபெரும் சீட்டெடுப்பில் 1 கோடி ரூபாய் உட்பட மேலும் பணப்பரிசுகளை வெல்லுங்கள் People's Remittance கோடி அதிர்ஷ்டம் நேரடியாக அனுப்புங்கள் பெரும் வெற்றி காணுங்கள்
In foreign news, President Recep Tayyip Erdogan has won Turkey's presidential election, defeating opposition leader Kemal Kılıçdaroğlu in yesterday's runoff vote and stretching his rule into a third decade. His challenger Kemal Kılıçdaroğlu called it the most unfair election in years, but refrained from disputing the outcome. Official results showed Kılıçdaroğlu won 47.9% of the votes to Erdogan's 52.1%, pointing to a deeply divided nation. The election had been seen as one of the most consequential yet for Turkey, with the opposition believing it had a strong chance of unseating Erdogan and reversing his policies after his popularity was hit by a cost of living crisis. Instead, victory reinforced his image of invincibility after he had already redrawn domestic economic security and foreign policy in the NATO member country of 85 million people. The prospect of 5 more years of his rule was a major blow to opponents who accused him of undermining democracy as he amassed even more power, a charge he denies. In a victory speech in Ankara, Erdogan pledged to leave all disputes behind and unite behind national values and dreams.
And we take a look at sports news now. The players' auction of the Lanka Premier League cricket tournament will be held on the 14th of June in Colombo, and Sri Lanka Cricket issued an announcement today in this connection.
The 4th edition of the LPL cricket tournament will commence from the 30th of July to the 30th of August this year. The teams of Colombo Strikers, Dambulla Aura, Galle Gladiators, Candy Falcons and Jaffna Kings will compete at the tournament. A maximum amount of 24 players can be included in each team at the auction. All LPL matches will be played at the R. Premadasa Stadium in Colombo and Pallekele International Cricket Stadium in Kandy.
as he pushes. No pace on it.
The three-match ODI series between Sri Lanka and Afghanistan will begin on the 2nd of next month. The matches will be played at the Suryavavi International Cricket Stadium in Hambantota. Tickets are available at the Suryavavi International Cricket Stadium and Sri Lanka Cricket Institute from today. Annual awarding ceremony of the GMA Cricket Club was held in Moratuwa last night under the patronage of fast bowling coach Anusha Samranayak and former cricketer Nuwan Zoysa. Players who have shown colours under 3 age categories were distributed with awards.
Now, the finals of the India Premier League is currently underway between Chennai Super Kings and Gujarat Titans in Ahmedabad. Batting first, Gujarat Titans scored 214 runs for 4 wickets in their 20 overs. The match, which was scheduled to be played one team that will be winning here today. And with that, we hope you enjoy the rest of the games and the rest of the week. Have yourself a wonderful week ahead. Take care.
Good night.